Hey, welcome into Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. It's the show that highlights Giles, Lawrence, and Maury County from the pages of your local newspapers. I'm Scott Stewart, publisher of the Pulaski Citizen, the Main Street Maury, and Lawrence County Advocate. They are your local newspapers here in Southern Middle Tennessee. We'd love for you to get a copy of your local newspaper every week delivered to you at your home, at your mailbox, by subscription. And here's how you can get a subscription started now. Call 931-363-3544, 615-452-4940, or 931-762-1726. Or you can visit any of our websites, PulaskiCitizen.com, MainStreetMurray.com, LawrenceCountyAdvocate.net, to find out everything you need to know about getting an online or traditional subscription to your community newspaper. Now, let's get our weekly wrap started this week with Andrew and the Main Street Maury wrap.
Hello, Maury County. I'm your dedicated Columbia reporter, Andrew Pearson, and this is our wrap for the week of January 15th. First off, we've got photos in our A section of people enjoying the fresh snow that fell on Friday, and even more on our website. Those pictures were taken and submitted by you, our audience, and we're glad to feature them. After all, it's for all of you that we're doing this, and we appreciate all the readership and engagement you give us. If you like Main Street Maury and want to help us out, make a New Year's resolution to tell your friends about our paper and the job we're doing. Our first proper story is about the Columbia City Council. Last week they swore in their newly elected members Charlie Uppen for Ward 2 and Cheryl Sechrist for Ward 3. As well as re-elected members Davina Hardison of Ward 1 and Kenny Marshall of Ward 4. They also appointed Brian McKelvey, who lost the Ward 5 race by less than 140 votes, to represent that ward because Andy Hart resigned it 2 weeks after being elected. The City Council also sent its zoning legislation regulating short-term rentals, bars and taverns, smoke shops, and home businesses back to the Planning Commission, where they'll hammer out rules that better reflect the mind of the new City Council. The county is funding a new $4.5 million terminal for the Mount Pleasant Airport in order to get it ready for all the business traffic they expect to host in the coming years. The new terminal will comply with the ADA and federal safety laws and feature a painted rotunda showing the history of Maury County. Mount Pleasant's air traffic has doubled since the beginning of this decade, and they expect it to double again by the end. And this new terminal will show the county's proud, modern face to the business executives, music stars, cargo pilots, and private citizens that fly through the Mount Pleasant Airport. And the Spring Hill Board of Mayors and Aldermen approved their new appointments to the Industrial Development Board and Parks and Rec Commission last week. The board also annexed 43 acres on Clark Road for the city's new Commerce Center. In our other pages, Kirby Lewis Gill writes about how his Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development is making small towns more prosperous through their Select Tennessee program, which sponsors industrial parks. Mrs. Belinda Black French writes a poetic tribute to her great-grandfather on page A2. United Communications celebrated Law Enforcement Day by delivering cookies to officers on January 9th. The Dollar General Market on Bear Creek Pike is now open for business. Mrs. Cheap raises awareness of the upcoming free concert by the Nashville Symphony on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. The Maury County Fire Department extinguished a vehicle fire on the interstate last Tuesday, preventing any deaths or injuries. And Tom Atkinson wants us all to know that there will be tens of thousands of migratory birds, including 20,000 beautiful sandhill cranes in the Wheeler National Wildlife Refuge this winter. Take exit 334 off of I-65 South to get a good look in this month. That's all of Main Street Maury's print news this week. We've got more in the digital edition, and our B section has got sports news with Maurice.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Maury. This week's print edition, our January 15th print edition of Main Street Maury. We're going to get you caught up on some high school wrestling and some high school basketball. Big win for Spring Hill last week on the mats, downing a big Williamson County rival. Coverage of that in the print edition. Also, Columbia Central drops a pair of games to Blackman over in Rutherford County. We've got some coverage courtesy of the Murfreesboro Post on that. Speaking of courtesy of, Andrew Pearson from Newside here with Main Street Maury checking in on a new boxing gym in the area. If you were familiar with a boxing gym in Columbia, same place, new ownership. But Andrew gets us up to speed on Legends Gym here in Columbia. We've also got the Tennessee Sports Writers Association's fall sports all-state teams, including cross country, where we had some local representation, also boys and girls golf, volleyball, and girls soccer. So again, excuse me, all of those all-state teams in print this week. We've got our high school basketball area scoring and three-point leaders as reported by our local basketball programs. So we've got all of that in this week's print edition. Also, Zion Christian hosting their inaugural Martin Luther King Day Classic on Monday. We've got the schedule for that in the print edition. We've got some box scores from last week and this week's high school basketball schedule, and an update on Santa Fe's Alden Slaughter, who became the 23rd boys basketball player in Tennessee high school basketball history to reach the 3,000 point plateau. We've got where he sits right now and where he sits among Maury County's all-time leaders. All of that, again, is in this week's print edition of Main Street Maury, so be sure and check that out. Coming up online at mainstreetmaury.com, again, we'll have some wrestling, we'll have some basketball. I'm going to try to check in on Columbia State. Got off to a great start, won their first 10 games, have dropped a couple, but they're 12-2. They've got a big conference matchup coming up this weekend. So again, looking forward to getting out and seeing the Chargers and Lady Chargers on Saturday, getting some coverage of that on the website at mainstreetmaury.com and in next week's print edition as well. So that gets you up to speed on sports in Maury County, especially it was a little light in light of the weather that we had this past weekend, but everything is pretty much in full swing right now. So again, be sure and check out this week's print edition of Main Street Maury. Be sure and visit the website, mainstreetmaury.com, and pick up next week's edition as well. I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Maury. We'll see y'all.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
He shoots, and he scores!
This holiday season, the largest lantern festival in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. Experience more than 1,000 all-new, handcrafted lanterns, towering creatures, magical worlds, and a North Pole village. At the center of it all, the Smashville Ice Rink. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
So, you want to be a part of the Busy Bee team, huh? Well, how do you see yourself fitting into the organization? Oh, I get it. You want to be a weather bee.
The Lawrence County Advocate Wrap starts this week with last week's Lawrenceburg City Council meeting, where the City Council presented Lawrenceburg Police Department Officer Jason Sexton a retirement award. Sexton was forced to retire due to an injury he suffered in a car accident. And thank you, Jason Sexton, for all that you've done to serve the people of Lawrenceburg, and you definitely deserve this award. Also on page 1 is the community's invitation to attend the Kids Place Masquerade Ball as part of its 6th annual gala. We start our photo coverage of the snow on page A1, and then we kick that back to a full page on page A8 this week. The Kiwanis Club Pancake Breakfast, or Pancake Day, is February the 4th. And finally, on A1 are the Martin Luther King Jr. Day closings next Monday. Inside, STRHS continues to celebrate a year of growth, and this time it's in the area of women's health. The St. Joe Artifact Show is January 18th. The Etheridge Board of Commissioners has rescheduled its meeting to January 27th to accommodate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We've got the latest from the Loretto Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting as well. Trey Donovan encourages us all to learn and live by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s lead. We've got the history of the Flower Lovers Circle this week. I'll go ahead and point out an issue with an article that's in this week's paper. It highlights TCAT Pulaski student Savannah Qualman from over here in Lawrence County, and she had medaled in the Skills USA with TCAT. The first paragraph of that article is missing. I just realized that after we had already sent it to press. So we're going to run the entire article again, but you get to see Savannah there this week and most of the story, and we'll get you the whole story back next week, and we apologize for that mistake. We've received news from schools across the country highlighting the continued academic success of our Lawrence County students. So we've got a bunch of those in this week. There's some of the latest meetings of the West End and the new Prospect Community Clubs this week. And don't forget that full page of snow pictures on the back of A section. As always, Lawrence County Advocate has local obituaries, local community announcements, government notices, auctions and estate sales, the forecast from Tennessee Valley Weather, puzzles, and the local church directory. In sports, Loretto and Lawrence County tied up last week on the hardwood, with both Loretto teams coming away with the win. And Summertown's boys and girls both opened their district schedules with wins at Lewis County. Lawrence County also hosted Lincoln County last week, with the boys and girls both getting big comeback wins. In that, we got the stories and photos from all of those. Loretto's boys and girls were scheduled to get district action underway this week. They were scheduled to play Mount Pleasant last night. And then they were going to host the new Maury County School Battle Creek Friday. That's January 17th, and travel to Summertown on January 21st. Summertown dips back into district play Friday, January 17th at Mount Pleasant before hosting that big showdown with county rival and district rival Loretto on January 21st. Lawrence County was scheduled to start district play last night against Giles County at home, and they were set to travel to Franklin County January 17th and then travel to Tullahoma January 21st. Well, that's it for the Lawrence County Advocate. We'll be right back right after this.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
He shoots, and he scores!
This holiday season, the largest lantern festival in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. Experience more than 1,000 all-new, handcrafted lanterns, towering creatures, magical worlds, and a North Pole village. At the center of it all, the Smashville Ice Rink. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
So, you want to be a part of the Busy Bee team, huh? Well, how do you see yourself fitting into the organization? Oh, I get it. You want to be a weather bee.
The Pulaski Citizen Ramp starts this week with Lauren Carpenter as our Citizen Spotlight, and you'll find her photo at the top and center of the front page, and an article inside will tell you more about Lauren. So congratulations, Lauren. Also on A1, the County Commission meets next week, but it's not on Monday as usual. It will be on Tuesday, and we have the agenda right there on A1. Giles County's baby New Year is Aurora, and she's on page 1. Will the state legislature return sales tax revenue sharing with the cities? Got an article on that by Chandler Harmon. And the winner of the 44th Annual Exchange Club Auction Grand Door Prize is Gabby Laxon. Got all about that as well right there on the front page of the Pulaski Citizen this week. Inside, it's Around the Square week. And this week, we spotlight Kitchen 218 and give you updates on what's going on with the other businesses around the square. The school board has sent a budget amendment to the county commission. The Rapid Guardian is a database for people with cognitive impairments. We've got snow day photos on A8, and congratulations to our Fearless Forecasters football contest winners for the bowl games. We've got those, and congratulations to Mark My Eyes, our 2024 panelist champion. So good job, Mark. Dan Watson is back with the Dantaclear again this week. Affordable health screenings is coming to Pulaski. Cadbury is the GCHA Pet Corner Pet of the Week. The Pulaski Citizen is also carrying Trey Donovan's column on Martin Luther King Jr. And as always, Pulaski Citizen has obituary notices, court docket, property transfers, government public notices, backward glances, funding games, church directory, community briefs, and church briefs. We've got all that, and we've got sports. And here's Wade to tell you all about it.
What's up, folks? Wade Neely here, sports editor for the Pulaski Citizen. Time now for a look at what's in print and what's online for the January 15th, 2025 edition of the Pulaski Citizen sports page. Our feature story, They squeezed it in ahead of the winter weather, but it was Richland on the road at Cornersville, the Battle of Buford Station, breaking both games in favor of the Richland Raiders as RHS sweeps its bitter rival on a chilly night in southern Marshall County. We broadcast this game on Pulaski Citizen Live, and just a quick reminder, if you missed the game or any of our PCL broadcasts, you can download the Mixler app and go back and listen to them on archive. And if you were a fan of Richland, they were certainly games that you will want to go back and check out. So make sure you visit our PCL archives for access to those. As far as the games, it was Richland winning the ladies contest 51-38. The boys followed suit with 66-23 in their favor. And what an impressive performance it was for Richland. First game back for Shelby Higgins after missing 7 previous contests due to a broken nose. She was back, she was in her mask, and it took her a little time to find her shooting stroke. But once she heated up with a quickness as Higgins goes off in the game, taking care of business for Richland, scoring a game-high 22 points. She was flanked by who else? Her sidekick, Bailey Blair, who chipped in 17. Blair did a great job. Her perimeter shot wasn't falling early, so she slashed to the rim, and then also was able to find a couple of triples from downtown as the night progressed. Danny Lynn Galloway, Mary Avery McNeese, and Kate Kirk also in the scoring column for Richland. Addie Gentry was the top scorer with 15 for Cornersville. Great win for the Lady Raiders as they got off to a fast start. Had a little lull in the fourth quarter. Cornersville did trim it to single digits, but at the end of the night, it was all Richland 51-38. That set the stage for the boys contest. This one was similar in the script that once Richland put the pressure on, they did not let up. Again, 66-33 was your final in that one as Cooper Jackson was the offensive standout. 7 different scores on the column for Richland, but Jackson leads the way with 17. He was 3 of 5 from downtown, and he had a stretch in the second quarter that really put the game to bed for Richland. Got a 3-point basket on one end, immediately got a quick steal, and then came down and buried another right at the end of the quarter. Richland cruising in their victory. Other scoring, Carter Edwards and Andrew Huff, both in double figures with 12 and 11. And we also saw some of the baby Raiders getting into that contest as, how about the effort for Jensen Fugelberg, who's an 8th grader, but got the call up, and he got into the score sheet for Richland as well. Quality effort for Coach Jason Lovelace and his bunch from top to bottom. And on Cornersville, a cool note for them as well, even in a losing effort, as Gage Lovell had 11 points, and he got 2 late at the free throw line. That puts him over 1,000 for his career. So cool to see Gage Lovell getting some shine, even on a tough night for the hometown Cornersville squad. Also in print this week, you can always find words from our good friend Larry Woody. Make sure you check it out. I'm sure he has some comments and some commentary on the winter weather and his outdoor travels over the years. Finally, we close UT Southern. Tough week for the UT Southern Firehawks. They fell in a doubleheader on Saturday, but we have coverage from those games as they fall to the Wolfpack, visiting Loyola coming up from New Orleans and picking up 2 victories. UTS is smack dab in the middle of SSAC play. They don't play again at home in conference until January 30th, so we'll keep you up to date on the latest with UTS as they continue to navigate their conference schedule. So that's a look at what's in print. Next week, we will have a jam-packed edition as both Giles County and Richland resume district play, and it will be a massive week beginning for GCHS and Richland. By the time you watch this, both of those squads will have played on Tuesday night. So look for that. And as always, if you miss any of it, you can find it online at PulaskiCitizen.com. Wade Neely saying so long for now. That's a look at what's in print and what's on PulaskiCitizen.com. We'll see you next time here from Giles County.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Happy Wednesday. I'm Kelly Rawson here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a check at your forecast. Mostly clear to start things off. Temperatures also starting off in the teens and 20s. Have no fear, though. We will eventually warm up, but we will be a little bit cooler compared to yesterday. We're talking upper 30s to lower 40s this afternoon, thanks to a light breeze out of the north, keeping us on the cooler side. But hey, we will have plenty of sunshine. So another pleasant day with high pressure nearby and continuing for the rest of your afternoon for today. Temperatures get down quite chilly overnight, back down into the 20s and the teens with maybe just a few passing clouds. But then for your Thursday, we start a warm-up trend that will not last very long. But hey, warmer temperatures are in our immediate future. However, much cooler temperatures are going to follow. But we stay nice and calm until cloud cover thickens up Friday. That will be ahead of our next weather maker, with rain likely overnight and continuing into your Saturday. We reach the 50s on Friday and Saturday, so it will be feeling quite nice, of course, before all the rainfall. And then we plummet about 20 degrees between Saturday and Sunday, and then we get even colder on Monday. Into next week, we are talking high temperatures just in the 20s.
Well, that's it for Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. Make sure you get a copy of your local newspaper, online or traditional, so you don't miss a minute of local coverage that we've got lined up for you in your communities. For more information on subscribing to any of our local newspapers, visit mainstreetmediatn.com. That's mainstreetmediatn.com. And again, thank you for trusting us as your source for local news, events, and sports. Good Lord willing, we'll be right back here next week with Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
He shoots, and he scores!
This holiday season, the largest lantern festival in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. Experience more than 1,000 all-new, handcrafted lanterns, towering creatures, magical worlds, and a North Pole village. At the center of it all, the Smashville Ice Rink. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
So, you want to be a part of the Busy Bee team, huh? Well, how do you see yourself fitting into the organization? Oh, I get it. You want to be a weather bee.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.